Hello and welcome. What we want to talk about on What I Learned Today is how to develop great time, touch, which is basically dynamic control in my opinion, and tone on the guitar. There is lots of information out there on the internet on how to play different songs, scales, different ways to learn which notes are where and in what order to play them, but maybe not so much on how to play with good technique so that you sound better live and better in the studio no matter what you're playing. Well, I found a resource online that I've been using to improve my guitar playing, and I've been playing for many years, but definitely felt like I could use a refresher, and I discovered the guitar teacher named Tomo Fujita. I started off by following Tomo Fujita on his various social media platforms. He's always playing interesting things, very well executed. So I did a little bit of research, and he's a guitar instructor at Berklee now for 30 years. He taught people like John Mayer to play guitar. And eventually I got pointed to the Tomo Fujita Guitar Wisdom website. This is a subscription service. It costs $15 a month. I paid it, and I'm glad I did. One of the first things I picked up from that website is something I'm going to show you today, which is now my daily practice routine. Let's talk about what is involved. I practice the same things every day. I learned them from Tomo Fujita on his Guitar Wisdom website, which is worth every penny of $15 a month if you really want to get better. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start off by turning the metronome on. I'm gonna set it at about 65 BPM. There it is running. You can see the light on the top. And the first thing that I'm going to practice is just some chromatic picking on the quarter notes. And so as I go up the neck, I'm trying to develop the ability to play with as little finger noise as possible, all the while maintaining my dynamic control and my good timing. And I'm trying to use the minimum pressure that'll give me a nice bell sounding note, but not pull the string sharp. Because a big part of playing in tune is how you use your left hand. So I'll do that on the D string, and then I'll do it on the G string. When you get good at this, you can start working on placing your pocket a little bit in front of the beat or a little bit behind the beat. So that's chromatic exercise number one. Chromatic exercise number two looks like this. And if you want a guide for how to use your fingers, I'm not going to post that because I encourage you to go to the Tomo Fujita Guitar Wisdom website and get this information from him. He'll show you the exact fingerings. It's not really that difficult, but I get to the top and then I switch it to go down. So the last one at the top would sound like. Now I'm ready to go down. So I'm going to go all the way up and down both the D and the G string with those chromatic picking exercises. And then I'm going to move on to part two, and that is inversion studies. And I'm going to use, for the first inversion study, I'm going to use C and F. So C triads and F triads. I'm going to go across the neck and also up and down the neck. And this is really going to help me understand how inversions move up and down the neck while I'm playing. So let's start off by doing, in this first position, all of the C inversions. So I've still got the metronome running. I've got this one. That would be the second inversion because the 5 is on the bottom, G. I've got this one. That's the third inversion because the 3 is on the bottom. I've got this one. That's the first inversion because it's got C on the bottom. And then there's one more second inversion here on the bottom 3 strings. When I do the practice regimen, that would sound like this. Then I'll move to the next spot. And all the while, when I have to move my hands to get the next inversion, I'm trying to make as little noise on the string as possible. I'm going to do this on the top 3 strings. Now I'm going to do the same thing with F. First I'm going to go across the neck, and then I'm going to go up and down the neck. So in F, in this shape, we have second inversion, first inversion. Sorry, this is third inversion, first inversion, second inversion, and then there's another third inversion right here. Now I'm going to come a little higher on the neck. I'm going to do the same thing here. I got lost. Here's one more place where we have F. Now we'll go up and down the neck with the F. Okay, once I've practiced my inversions with the metronome all the way up and down the neck and across the neck with both C and F, I'm going to do one more inversion study, and that's going to be a B-flat blues. And we're going to play a 12-bar B-flat blues using inversions on the beat. Now this is going to do two things. It's going to give you a little bit less friendly guitar key, although it's a key that you're going to see a lot in jazz and blues, B-flat, but a little bit more difficult to visualize the locations of the inversions on the guitar. And it's also going to give you an idea of how the inversions change between the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord and how they relate up and down the neck. And it also kind of moves you between the dots because it's a little bit less friendly key. So we're going to start off with B flat. And so the 3 chords that we're going to have to worry about, the 3 triads that we're going to have to worry about are B flat, E flat, and F. So here we go. This is the inversion study for B flat blues. B flat. I made a mistake. And then the 5, F. Back to the 4, E flat. And back to the 1. And then the 5. And back to the 1. So I did that with the top 3 strings. You'd want to do a similar exercise with each group of 3 strings. And that is the inversion study portion of the Tomo Fujita Guitar Wisdom meditative practice routine. I'm going to stop the metronome for a minute So the final element is going to be vamping a blues chord progression at a very slow tempo. So I'm going to take the metronome, I'm going to back it all the way back to about 45. So that's going to be your 2 and your 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to vamp 3 different keys at this tempo. We're going to start off with B flat. So it's kind of difficult to do at that slow tempo. It's really hard to keep from rushing. Even I find myself rushing sometimes, which makes me all the more glad that I'm doing this. And there you have it, my daily meditative practice. I do the same 3 exercises every day, and I got this from the Tomo Fujita Guitar Wisdom website. These are the same 3 practice exercises that Tomo Fujita uses for his daily practice. I have found it absolutely transformative to my playing, for my touch and my tone and my timing, and I hope you'll find it helps your playing as well. Thank you so much for joining us for What I Learned Today, and we'll see you next time.